I think people should come to see Hello World because you have a great performance. It's a lot of fun. The actors are really on their A game. It's been a year, so they've had a year to just work on themselves and work on the craft. So what you're going to get is a lot of talented actors, great script with a lot of funny, quirky moments and some social comments to think about. So, come and support live theater, come and have a good time. It's a safe theater. We've sanitized everything. We've made it very comfortable for our audiences. So it'd be a fun way to spend an evening, watch some live theater, support the arts, and meet some colleagues, and possibly just have a good time, get away from the TV screen, get away from all the monitors, and experience something in 3D. My name is Anne Mesa, and if you'd like to learn more about Hello World at Write Act Repertory Theatre, currently at the Brickhouse in North Hollywood, watch this video. The fundraiser is something we came up with because a lot of theaters are being shuttered. A lot of theaters are closing in Los Angeles, and it's pretty tragic in of itself. As businesses shut down, we're trying to remain open and again, create and provide a home for writers, designers, actors, directors, and keep our doors open, as well as helping some of our other theaters here in LA. And also we have a theater in New York, so helping both theaters just stay alive. So as soon as the restrictions were lifted, we decided to reach out to some of our resident playwrights. And in this case, it was Tom, because we love working with him. We worked with him on Geeks. We like his one acts. So we asked if he had any pieces that we could put together to help reopen the theater, and something more, lighthearted and kind of easy to digest for audiences coming out of a pandemic. So Tom sent us his plays. They were all really great, and they were perfect for what we wanted to do, which was something we could put up quickly, very simple, with a limited number of actors. So it was something we could put together in less than a month, which is how this came together. But that was the process. And again, the idea is to reopen our theater carefully with something lighthearted, and also, as a fundraiser, because we were closed for a year. So it's a way to help us and other theaters kind of keep their doors open. So that's why we came up with this night of one acts as a fundraiser. So I directed Cocktail Party, and I selected that one because it seemed the most absurd or complicated, and yet it had a social comment. I definitely relate to a lot of it. It's called Cocktail Party, and it reminded me of a lot of the networking events that I've been to. And what's interesting is that it has to do with two characters, one which interacts with inanimate characters. And without giving away too much, it's basically seeing what comes out of the relationship between these two, what lesson is learned, and kind of what the purpose of networking events or kind of social interactions are for. So what I would like audiences to get out of Cocktail Party is kind of a reflection on why sometimes it may be challenging to put yourself out there and meet a group of strangers, and for what purpose, and to also just not be too hard on yourself, and just to know that you're fine the way you are, and that there's someone's going to want to meet you, and if not, maybe you can try to extend yourself and meet somebody else. But it's the idea of the need for community, and just getting over some of our fears of going out there and having to be extroverted when maybe we're introverted, something like that. Overall, the idea is to welcome all of us back to humanity, to seeing each other face to face, and to generally remember the importance of humanity. There was a lot of division in the past year or so. We want to bring people back together to center, and back to kindness, and just back to appreciating each other's differences or similarities, and being unafraid to talk to each other kind of face to face and in person again. So the lesson is just how to talk to one another in person again, and try to embrace each other's differences. What I'm looking forward to, and hopefully the actors as well, is laughter from the audience. We've had a year of tragedy, tears, and pain and anger. what we haven't seen enough of is laughter. And a lot of times laughter is part of the healing process. So a lot of us have grieved, and the hope is that audiences will return back and leave with, a belly full of laughs, or leave a little bit more lighthearted, or at least leave some of their burdens at the theater, and let us take some of that burden off of you and give you some relief and give you some laughter, so that you can leave just a little bit lighter, happier, or a little bit more healed. So, instead of crying, maybe laugh it all out. So it's a bit of a reflection on ourselves. We love working with Tom Misuraca because he's such an open person. He's very talented. He's got over 150 plays, some award-winning plays, but he's a writer that really has a different point of view. And a lot of his writing, people can relate to. There's some humor in it. There's some social comments in it. So Tom has just a lot of creative ideas. And again, when I produced Geeks the Musical for him, that was just so much fun. There aren't too many musicals about geeks or about Comic-Con, and we really enjoyed the show, the musical that he came up with. It also broke one of our box office records at Write Act Repertory because it was so well embraced. The audiences loved it. So, naturally we love working with Tom because he's just a pro. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing, and we appreciate all of his help and his support. Tom is very compassionate about the theater community, and we really appreciate having him as a resident playwright and, having his support. So he's a wonderful, wonderful person to work with. My name is Anne Mesa, and if you enjoyed this presentation, please come on out and check out Hello World. We'd love to say hello to you again in person.